Hi, welcome to Brand Next Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry, I'm looking down next there. Right, okay, so I did a video yesterday, it was non-spoilers, so this one's got spoilers. And we're
don't even bother commenting in the things. This is spoilers, from the word go, spoilers, don't even bother with you spoiled it for us. Yeah, strange enough, the spoiler video is going to have spoilers in it.
Are you telling me we're going to be revealing some spoilers in this?
It's just possible that we might be revealing some spoilers.
He's taking the piss, but it's surprising.
We do get comments like that. They don't even tend to make it in. It's like, dumbass.
Yeah. Anyway, so first off, what did you think of the film?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, better or worse than... Well, I say worse. The first was good, so what do you... In comparison to the first?
I think it held that it had a stronger villain this time round.
Yeah.
So, a little bit better, kind of on a par, really.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd pretty much the same. So, anyway, what do you want to say? Like I say, I kind of said my feelings yesterday. Anything you want to kind of talk about?
It's got a bit of a almost Fast and the Furious thing going where, like, they'll start somebody off as a villain and then kind of have them work with them or kind of sort of almost join.
No, yeah, because there's one point where somebody says, I don't have friends, I have family. There was that kind of thing there as well. So, we could tell the post-credit scenes as well, because that's something that a lot of people kind of want to know about. They were all good. I keep forgetting.
I mean, the credits in general, I think they've managed to... There's nothing more boring than sitting through, like, just, like, a black screen with, like, writing scrolling up, waiting for, like, the post-credit scene. With Guardians, not only were the credits actually interesting to look at, even if you weren't, like, reading them, because, like, who the hell reads all the credits? They also, like, spaced the scenes out quite well between them, so you weren't just sat there going, and can we get on with it, please? Where's the scene?
It was more a montage of post-credit scenes there as well. Like 5 of them, weren't there? So it's not even post-credits. It's just kind of... it's just like you sometimes get with films where there's scenes integrated into the credits. This is no longer post-credits. These are part of the credits. So anyway, we keep saying the word credits. But so those were pretty good. What were they? The first one was the one where it had one of the characters played by James Gunn's brother. That's the director. He has the arrow that Yondu uses, and he's not very good at aiming it, let's just put it that way, and it kind of flies off and hits Drax in the shoulder.
And he just says, ah! And he's like, shit.
I liked it, that was pretty funny. What was the other one? There was one with Stallone, and he had his own
Ravages, isn't it?
Yeah, he had his team. There was Michelle Yeoh, who I think I most famously recognise her from being in Tomorrow Never Dies.
I recognised her from somewhere, but I couldn't place her, but yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah, she was in, I think, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was in the new Mechanic film last year as well. But I quite like her, actually. And also... I was getting Ming Rames. Ving Rames.
Good crap.
I was calling Ming Rames. Classic.
Racist.
He's not even Chinese. Ving Rames was part of that as well. So I did notice in the film as well that they kind of popped up for like one scene. Like literally, not even like a scene, but like one shot. Basically,
it's like, wow, they got a reasonably decent named actor in for just like such a tiny scene.
Yeah, but then they brought him back in his post-credit scene.
Yeah, which kind of makes you think they're going to be a bigger part in some future kind of.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be the indication.
Seeing them, so it's like really weird to get like a named actor for like a scene that's ultimately like there and gone.
They've probably given them like a sort of promise of a future film. Whether or not that materialises, it might be like Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent in the original Batman. It might just not go anywhere, but it's always there's potential. Something to look forward to. So that was the second. Well, I don't know if we're doing this in order, but the second one I can remember anyway. There was all the other post-credit scenes.
Well, there's a teenage group because we've gone from like little baby group and he's kind of grown up to like a teenager, and like Peter Quill's like, what are you doing? You're a mess everywhere. And it's like, I am group's like, I'm not boring, you're boring, kind of thing.
He's looking a bit pissed off.
He's like, I'm starting to realise what Yondu went through with me.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. What else was there? There was...
the Adam Warlock thing.
Oh, yes, yeah. What was that group of people all painting gold?
The Sovereign.
Sovereign, that was it, yeah. They were in one of the post-credit scenes, and they were talking about having a... They didn't say cocoon, did they? What was it?
Well, they referred to them as birthing pods.
Wasn't it? A birthing pod, that was it. And I thought, is that going to be an Adam Warlock thing? And then she refers to him as Adam, doesn't she? She didn't say Warlock, but fans know.
Yeah, I must admit that was something I wouldn't have picked up on if you hadn't pointed out.
Yeah, well, actually, we've seen a pod already in the first Guardians film. I think it was either Guardians or it was a post-credit scene from Thor: The Dark World where you saw the Collector and there was a cocoon in one of the tanks. A lot of people thought that was supposed to be Adam Warlock, but I think that was more an Easter egg. I don't think that was actually supposed to be him. Like you saw the Infinity Gauntlet in the original Thor, that was an Easter egg. It's not the actual Infinity Gauntlet we're going to see. It's the wrong hand for starters. But anyway, that's a different issue. So that was the fourth post-credit scene. Can we remember the last one? The final one. What was it? It was... I can't remember what the hell it was to do with, actually, no. That's a bit embarrassing, actually, for this video. I can't remember what the fourth was. It'll come back to us anyway. The fifth one, sorry.
Well, there's also the... Damn it! It was the Stan Lee thing with the.
Oh yes, there it is. It's come back to us finally.
It's like no, I just remembered it now.
Should we edit this video and say come back in a minute? No, yeah. So there was the Stan Lee thing. That was one of the main things from the film. Where there's been a fan theory for a lot of years that he's one of the Watchers, and the Watchers kind of look like giant, really tall but like baby-headed kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of bald with big heads and like massive collars.
Yeah,
and they're kind of. I don't know if this is where they originated. This is where I know them from, like a series of what if comics. Like, what if the gamma bomb that like made the Hulk actually made like 100 like different like gamma monsters, or what if the Kingpin raised Daredevil as like a kid? Kind of like what if stories, and they were usually presented by this thing called the Watcher.
Yeah,
and he was like, I'm looking into this alternate universe and I'm telling you what I see. And I think he's also been like a framing device in some of the other. Like Marvel stories, like he's looking down on the universe stuff. And like, you know, explaining what's going on.
Yeah.
Almost like a narrator, but he's actually part of the story. Well, in this we see like Stan Lee
as himself.
Yeah. Hanging out with the Watchers and he's like, you'll never believe it. This one time I was this like delivery guy and I was like
that's during the film as well, isn't it? Because it's a bit where they're kind of zooming through all these different like parts of space. But he comes back in the post-credit scene as well. And he's kind of talking, and they just kind of like bugger off.
And they're like, guys, I've got so many more stories. Guys, where are you going?
Yeah,
kind of implying that he is also a Watcher, and that all the different Stan Lee cameos
are the same
are in fact the same,
including
thing.
all the like X-Men ones and the Fantastic Four ones, and anything else that he's
anything else he rolls up in, even those would be like Elseworld stories.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it kind of transcends the cinematic universes and that, so...
I think that's as close as a nod to it you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd be like, hey, what the hell are you? Like, stop trying our films in with yours. Get stuffed.
It does kind of beg the question how it works with like ownership of these things, because I associate the Watchers from like sort of Fantastic Four stuff, which is Fox, so...
I would assume... if they're not being claimed and you've seen them in this film, it will be they own them. I don't think they're purely linked to the Fantastic Four.
No. It's when they can make a case legally, because it was the same with Ego, the Living Planet. James Gunn brought that into the story, not thinking who owned it, and it turned out it was actually Fox. So they did a deal with Fox, and Fox got to have Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool, because that was actually owned by Marvel Studios, so they kind of swapped in there.
But yeah, anyway, getting into the film itself, much stronger villain this time, as you just mentioned, Ego, the Living Planet. Again, another character I didn't really know much about, because I don't really know much about the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe. But I think it was quite well kind of envisaged. I mean,
very well.
Kurt Russell's a great actor, and it kind of played on the kind of promise that we got from the first Guardians film of like, well, why is Peter Quill able to hold an Infinity Stone? Even if it's only just for a few, seconds, and ultimately all the Guardians had to get together to share the burden. But why is he alone able to like hold one even just for like that tiny little fraction of a second? And it's because he's like the son of Ego, the Living Planet, a Celestial, they refer to them in this.
Yeah. So that was fairly satisfying, especially because Marvel, one thing, as much as I love Marvel films, and I really do, they are lacking a lot of times when it comes to the villain department. So
I say certainly in this, you got to see more of him. You got to
it's better than Ronan from the first one. I didn't mind, but again, it's kind of, they weren't bad. They just weren't like great. They weren't like Loki kind of thing. It's rare you get a Loki in these films. So I think in this one, Kurt Russell was a step up for the usual villain that you get. So that is a spoiler as well, the fact that he's a villain, because I couldn't say that yesterday, but it turns out to be the villain. What was his plan?
It's not hugely telegraphed, but at the same time, you're not surprised when it happens. And I have heard some criticism that the film's kind of all over the place. But I actually think it kind of works being away from the whole ego stuff for a while they're dealing with Rocket, Baby Groot, and Yondu, the kind of blue skins.
Because they go off on their own, they get captured, don't they?
Kind of the pirates and stuff, and Nebula. And it kind of works to kind of take you away from the whole ego thing while like Quill and him are like bonding as like father and son. But yeah, the plot, in some ways it doesn't make a vast amount of sense, or there's certain parts of it that you don't necessarily get 100% explained. But it kind of doesn't matter because the gist of it is pretty easy to get. It's like Ego's basically a god. You can quibble through it, but basically he's a god.
With a small g.
Yeah. He went out to see what life was like in the universe, and ultimately he was disappointed with it. He thinks he's the supreme life form or whatever, and all things should be ego. You know, the clue's in the name, ego, basically. So he sets out to kind of spread himself to all corners of the universe, so all life, all planets, everything will be ego. But he needs Peter to do this. He needs a child. He's had lots of offspring, but Peter's the only one who has this spark of potential that he could actually touch what they refer to as the light within, like, ego, his essence, his power source, whatever. Like I say, it doesn't 100% explain why he needs somebody else to help him do this.
I think it's just strength, he can't do it on his own. Yeah. He can't be away from the planet for too long as well, that was the other thing.
Like I say, I don't know, I mean, you can basically, it's not like a huge plot hole, like, oh god, this doesn't make any sense. It's more just, well, why does he need somebody else, or does he just need him as a battery? Well, how much power would Peter have in that case? But ultimately it's like, well, you're told enough to understand what's going on, and if you over-explained it, it gets to the point where, look, I don't need like a lecture in how a celestial works and why this would happen.
And Quill starts to go along with this, but then he reveals to him that he put the brain cancer that his mum died of into his mum's head.
It's
Quill
like,
takes
I went
exception
back
to that.
3 times, like, to be with my River Lily.
Yeah.
It's like, if I knew if I went back a 4th time, I would never leave.
Yeah.
And I would have to, like, let go of, like, my designs, like, what I'd basically done all this for. And I couldn't allow that, so I had to, like, get rid of the problem.
Basically, kill her. It was the same actress that played her in the first one as well.
Yeah.
She's appeared in films before. She was in Captain America, the first Avenger, like, in, like, one scene where that, like, office woman's, like, trying it on with him. Just a bit of just before he gets the shield, and then Agent Carter comes in and sees him, like, about to kiss this woman. That was the same actress, actually. Bit trivia for you there. So yeah, that was kind of the plot between those two. But it kind of made sense as well, and you could kind of see a lot of it coming, but not in a drastic way. Like you say, it wasn't telegraphed all the way through the film. You kind of knew it was leading up to something that was.
Yeah, there were kind of hints to begin with before it went away to the whole Yandu thing of like something's not right on Ego, this living planet. You get hints between the interaction between Drax the Destroyer and Mantis.
Yeah.
Kind of one of the new characters, basically an empath.
I liked her as well. She's pretty good.
I kind of like that basically there's this... It's her character development, but it works really well for Ego as well. The Ego needs her to help him sleep. And it's something to do with his son. It's like, oh, it's because he's like had to leave like Peter and all this stuff. No, it's actually because he's killed hundreds of his own offspring looking for the one that has the potential that Peter has. And obviously, as much as he's like a villain in this, he's obviously,
So I was laughing because the camera's like moving. I just a picture of the thing like falling over. Keep talking, and it's all right.
Yeah, basically just this kind of indication that obviously it does have an effect on him. He's not completely heartless.
Yeah,
but at the same time, he's alien. He doesn't like think the way other people does. It's the arrogance, the ego. Like everything's got to be like me. Otherwise, it's just like this pale, like, useless matter in the universe.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of other stuff anyway, but I think we've covered sort of the general plot and also, like I say, the post-credit stuff, so we'll leave it there for now anyway, but yeah, overall, I really liked it, and I think...
Great film, great effects.
Yeah.
Not all the jokes hit, but most of them did. And we weren't the only people in the cinema laughing, so...
Yeah. But... right, anyway, we'll leave there. We'll come back with some other reviews. Probably going to talk more about Alien Covenant. We did a video recently talking about what we think about what we've seen so far of that coming out. So I think we might have another guest reviewer, actually. Richard Moody might join us for that when that comes out. So look forward to that in a couple of weeks anyway. So
yeah, more space.
Yeah, exactly. Right,
Well, probably slightly less jokes than Alien Covenant.
Yeah, maybe a couple less. Yeah, cool. Right, well, we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Thank you very much for watching.